Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, we're now into the third week of Lent, that time in which we are reminded that God is calling us to come close to him. Now, the readings for this morning, Monday, speak about God's care for all people on the one hand, and on the other, that we cannot presume simply that God will look after us if we always neglect God and never towards him. And so we're invited once more to pay attention to God. Yesterday's gospel spoke about the fig tree, which was not bearing fruit, and they wanted to cut it down, but someone said, give it a second chance. In a way, Lent is giving us a second chance to come back and look towards God again. You know, St. Teresa of Lisieux has said, if we do not give God our hearts, we are giving him nothing. So this is the time to look at our faith again and to begin again to put God before us. God is very close to our lives. Remember the famous reading from the book of Exodus of the burning bush, and God reveals his name to Moses. He said, I am the God of your fathers. I am the God who today now sees the children of Israel as slaves in Egypt. And so God is totally conscious of those who are in need around us, and he is conscious of ourselves. And above all, he wants our hearts. He wants us to love him. And we love him by responding to him and by responding to those who are in need. Yes, God is giving us a second chance. I remember a mother and her daughter fell out with each other. They were not on the same page, as it were. So much so that the daughter left home and refused to come back. She often felt the desire to come back to her mother, but no, she couldn't because of her pride and her anger. Her mother died suddenly, and now that daughter spends the rest of her life saying, why did I not take the chance? Why did I not come back to my mother when I could? This, dear people, is Lent, a time in which we can come back to God, yes, by our prayers, by silent acts of charity. And what a more beautiful way there is than by the bishop's Lenten appeal. God has many children, and in this country and all around us we see many who are struggling, who have no access to schools, don't even clothe themselves, eating one meal a day. It is to them that the bishop's Lenten appeal is directing its attention